Imagine you wake up at 85 and you're not on your bed. You're in a strange land and everywhere is white. There is a bright light shining in your face. You're on the other side. And then there is this big screen in front of you, and you begin to see a projection of the life you should have lived. You begin to see yourself, the purpose you would have fulfilled. Maybe you were to be the greatest footballer who ever lived, and you would have joined your great gifts and your purpose with great players of our time, like maybe Messi or Ronaldo, and you guys would have done great things for the world of football. Or maybe you were supposed to be a physician, and then you begin to see the thousands of people who died around the globe because you failed to commit yourself to invent that drug, to invent that vaccine, or to take responsibility to revolutionize the medical sector as it came to you in mind. Or you see several wars that the world was plunged into because you failed to fulfill your purpose as a peacemaker. Whatsoever it may be that you would see on the screen, I just want you to imagine what will you see on that screen? If you're not living your day-to-day life in order to see that what you one day see on the screen like that is what your life actually becomes in reality, then you might be abusing time. Because time is your greatest ally when it comes to fulfilling your purpose, as it could be your greatest enemy. But it's up to you. In this video, I'm going to be showing you why you need to discover your purpose now, why you need to commit yourself to get engaged, because your purpose is for a season. You don't have all of a lifetime. If you were meant to be a great footballer, of course you know the careers of footballers ranges from 16 to maybe 30. So if you discover your purpose at 29 that you were meant to be a footballer, then highest you have maybe 1 or a few years to play. But what if you discovered that purpose early on? So in this video, I want to share you why you should discover your purpose on time, and I'm going to show you the consequences of not discovering that purpose on time. And at the end, I'll give you some tips on how you can actually start doing little things that will build up a habit for you fulfilling your purpose. To everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1, those are the words of the wisest man who ever lived, King Solomon. And indeed, by now, if you've been following our videos, then you understand and you know that you were created and you were born on earth for a purpose. But the catch is, I see a lot of people when we meet them in our workshops and tell them about purpose, people don't really seem to be in a hurry about the whole idea. Well, I have all my life to live, I have everything to do, I have engagements, I have responsibilities. But I want to make you understand that to every purpose under heaven there is a time. So you have a specific time you're supposed to discover your purpose, prepare yourself for that purpose before going on to fulfill that purpose. So really, it's in your best interest to get intentional about discovering why you're on earth, why you were born, and start preparing yourself to actually fulfilling that purpose. Because you don't want to wake up at 85 in a strange place and then realize, oh, this is the life I should have lived. These are the consequences that happened in the world because I failed to live the life I was born to live. First, you understand, even for like the doctor, that your purpose is not for you. It's for the world. You exist because there was a need that the earth would face in this time, and that's why God created you. So you owe this generation, you owe us whatsoever you're carrying in you. So you can't just say it's your life, you're going to live it anyhow, because if you fulfill your purpose, there are going to be consequences. If you don't fulfill your purpose, there are also going to be consequences. But the difference is one is positive and the other is negative. So it's up to you to decide. A big mistake in the world today is that we measure a successful life, or we measure life in duration. But I know a wise man, Dr. Miles Monroe, once said, life is not measured in duration, but in donation. You can live up to 90 years and we never know why you were on earth. All you did was eat our food, drink our water, and spend our resources. But if you check the greatest men who ever lived, Martin Luther King Jr., Mother Teresa, Albert Einstein, Martin Paul Samba, Thomas Edison, all these people and more didn't strive to live maybe 120 years on earth. That wasn't their goal, but they committed themselves to be dedicated to the cause for which they felt in them they were born to do, and they changed the course of our world as we know it today. Even think of the man Jesus Christ. 33 years old, died, finished what he was to do, and more than 2,000 years after, people are still being influenced and transformed in their day-to-day lives by this one man. I know if you're less than 33 listening to this, the thought of leaving this world at 33 is a bit scary. You don't want to think about that. But the point is, life is not measured in duration, but in donation. So if you're committed to give what you were born, you won't even bother about the time you die, because you'll find pleasure, you'll find fulfillment in doing that. So you can't afford to disappoint your generation. You don't have all the time in the world. You must decide today to get intentional, to start taking steps, everything one day at a time, little habits that build up to see that you develop, you discover, you develop, and you fulfill the purpose for which you were born. Stop wasting time, because whatsoever you do, like John Maxwell says, every day is a preparation for something. So whatsoever you are today is the result of all the preparations that you have been doing all week, last month, last year, all the years you have lived so far on the earth. So commit yourself today to start taking steps that will help you discover or develop and fulfill your purpose on earth. It's quite ironic that we are in the information age, but really at this point in time, everything is centered around time. And one of the biggest time consumers of every individual in this age today who is connected to the internet is social media. And social media is mainly making money off your time. All what they are interested in is your time, is your attention. So no doubt that fewer people will be able to fulfill their purposes or to create time to commit themselves to developing what they were born to do and serving it to the world in an environment like this. That's why you need to be intentional. You need a plan. What are you spending time with? Is all of social media bad? No. Is TV programs bad? No. Are the things you do? No. It's all about what you're doing when you get there, because many people are using the same platform to fulfill their purposes. Many people are using the same TV to fulfill their purpose. The question is, what are you using it for? You can never be too ready to fulfill your purpose. You can never be too ready to fulfill your purpose. So if you tell me your purpose is to be this or to be that, to become an engineer and change the landscape of engineering in your country, or to create opportunities for Africans in the remote areas, then everything about your life must be centered around that. If I see you reading a book, if I see you watching a program, if I see you going jogging, all of that should be related to your program. By now, you're beginning to realize that time management is going to be your greatest skill in this century and in this age, because everything out there wants just a little bit of your time. Friends coming for discussions, unnecessary and unexpected visits, friends calling you to go hang out, and all these things are happening, and all of them are after your time. So you have to decide. If you don't give your time purpose, people are going to give that time purpose. So if you have an idea of your purpose, begin to create time. If you have a job or you're already busy on something, it's not too late. I remember King Solomon also says you should plant your seed in the morning and in the evening. Let not your hands be idle, because you don't know which one is going to yield. So if you're occupied in the day on the job because you have to make ends meet, the evening time is still there for you. You can always create time as long as you are intentional, because like they say, when there is a will, you always find a way. So it's up to you. Commit yourself now to get a plan, to make steps, to identify the little things which you will do daily. It could just be reading a book. It could be exercising. If you want to be an athlete, if you commit yourself to 1 hour exercise every morning and every evening, in 1 year, can you count the number of hours you have exercised? You will definitely be a completely different person. People out there need what you're carrying. I need what you're carrying, and you need what I'm carrying. So we must commit ourselves to fulfill our purposes. Else, we'll be generational thieves, robbing the next generations of what we came to serve them. So think about this. There's this book by John Maxwell, Make Today Count, and I really like that book. Maybe you should consider reading it, because indeed you want to make today count, not tomorrow, because there are no great days and there are no small days. There is no such thing as the most important day in my life or the worst day of my life, because every day is simply a build-up of the previous days. So whatever you're harvesting today is what you sowed yesterday. So commit yourself to make every day count. Make every hour of your time count. Make every second of your time count. So one, make an evaluation of your time and how you're using your time right now. Be very strict, be very diligent, so you can actually get to see where there is excess time or where there is time being wasted. You may be driving for 1 or 2 hours every day to work. That is enough time for you in a week to have completed an audiobook if you were listening to it while driving. So step one, if you make an assessment of your time and how you're spending your time every week, it gives you a great idea to know what to add or to remove. Step 2, if you know your purpose, then you just need to write some steps that will help you get closer in developing that purpose. It may be read a book every month or read 2 books every month. If you have no idea of your purpose, step 2 also is writing little steps on which will help you go on a quest to discover your purpose. It may be to pray about it, it may be to research on it, it may be to take some time to meditate and really ask yourself deep inner questions. What will I really want to do with my life? What would I like to see on that screen at, say, 85 or at any time I'm taken off from this world? What is it I can do with passion even if I'm not being paid? What is a problem in the world that I really hate and I really want to see it solved? So this is step 2, to draw simple steps that will help you either get to discovering that purpose or getting to actually start working on yourself. Simple activities, simple tasks daily that will help you improve yourself and draw you closer every day. Step 3, beware of distractions, because the moment you set out to give your time value and meaning, people may begin to feel like you're arrogant, and also that is when a lot of distractions come. So one of the words you really need to learn in this season is the word no. You must be able to tell people no so that you can actually get to create time for yourself to do the right things. You must learn to develop your muscle of discipline. One of the books I recommend at this step 3 is the book Atomic Habits, because you want to learn how to break these habits that waste your time. If you watch TV a lot more than you should, or you game a lot more than you should, then you want to learn how to, not that you hate yourself for gaming, but you want to learn how to make a balance of it by creating a new habit which will actually help you replace the old habit. And Atomic Habits is a great book for that. Step 4, you have to be consistent. It's definitely not easy, of course, but it's worth it. It's worth the effort, it's worth the time, and it's worth you, because you not fulfilling your purpose is you automatically devaluing yourself. It's like taking an iPhone and then you are turning it into, I don't know, something for digging mud or for messing around, and it not fulfilling its purpose as a luxury prestige phone or something. I don't know if you get my point, but the point is you owe yourself to be consistent, to pay the price to fulfill your purpose. Step 5, have fun. It's fun. What you were born to do, what you were created to do, it's something you're passionate about and you love it. So have fun. It's not a do or die mission. You don't have to approach it with a lot of stress and anxiety. Well, maybe that has been my tone in this video, and I'm sorry for that, but really just drawing your attention. But in the end, you want to enjoy the process. You want to be passionate about it, because when you look at great athletes today, they are being paid to do what they are passionate about. Or even if they are not being paid, they will be remembered remembered in history for actually doing the things the law. So have fun. Don't put too much pressure on anxiety or stress, because I told you, you got this. It's what you were built for. You can do it. Don't be intimidated by the elephant in front of you, because the seed in you, once you start developing it, it will grow into a mighty giant that can solve that problem that you were born to do. So take these steps very seriously, and I'm pretty sure you will be very much on course to discovering, to developing, and actually fulfilling your purpose on. So that has been our time in this video. Thank you so much for watching. I would like to hear from you in the comments below. What is your experience? You have any idea about what your purpose is, or have you discovered it? Are you on course for fulfilling it? Are you having any challenges and a fear, or you're fully in force and on course and you're excited about it? So share us the tips, your questions, your concerns, and your worries in the comments below. If you like this video, please don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and tap that notification bell so you get notified every time we upload a new video, and we'll get to work immediately to provide the content that you want to see. So thank you so much for watching. I am Bodas Djoumessi from Wisdom for Dominion, and see you in my next video on Earth.